Welcome back. Previously, we were discussing about the situation of oversubscription, in which the company have to choose some of the alternatives to deal with oversubscription. And we have discussed about two alternatives. The first one is the simple one, means accepting the number of shares issued and rejecting everything else. And then the second case, the company is following a pro rata basis. And let us discuss the next alternative. The last one, the third alternative, a company might choose to deal with oversubscription. This is actually the combination of other two alternatives. The directors can accept full allotment to some applicants, pro rata allotment to others, and no allotment to the rest. That is the concept of third alternative. In such a situation, application money is refunded to those applicants to whom no allotment is made, because some may be rejected. Excess application money received due to pro rata distribution is retained for utilizing the amount due on allotment and future calls. In this method, the company actually uses three options apart from the two alternatives we have discussed previously. Three options means out of all subscriptions, to some subscriptions or to some subscribers, full allotment may be done. To some subscribers, pro rata allotment is done, and to some subscribers, no allotment will be done. That is the actual activity that happens in third alternative. It is actually the combination of all the two alternatives including full allotment. In the first alternative, we have learned issuing full to some and rejecting all. In second alternative, we have learned pro rata. In third alternative, it is actually the combination of both, that is providing full to some, providing pro rata basis or on ratio basis allotment to some, and no allotment to some. That is a concept. So in some texts you might see that there are four alternatives. That is actually the splitting of this third one. That is total rejection of some applicants and pro rata to the balance. That method may be there, and in some cases there will be another method giving full allotment to some applicants, total rejection to some others, and pro rata allotment to the remaining applicants. So actually, instead of those two methods, we are studying that two methods in combined form in the form of third alternative in this case. That is, in some texts you might see four alternatives, and in here we are discussing three alternatives by including all the cases in the third alternative. That is a concept. Don't worry about it. If you see four methods, actually we have learned all the cases in first alternative, second alternative, third alternative. Don't worry anything about any other methods you might see in any of the texts. So it's actually the most commonly used alternative by almost all the companies. And the applicants to whom full allotment is made, no special adjustment is needed, because we are giving a full allotment to some subscribers. As per the methods which we have learned from the initial stages, there is no special adjustment with regard to that. But for the applicants to whom applications are totally rejected, you know what is the journal entry for passing that in case of a total rejection? That is, you need to pass the refund entry. So the application money should be refunded, and you need to pass the refund entry. As regards to the applicants to whom pro rata allotment is made, the excess application money received from such pro rata basis should be credited to the allotment or first call, or the case may be. That is with regard to the second alternative. In the second alternative, we specifically learned about pro rata basis. But in third alternative, a portion of subscriptions received. For such persons, the company will select or use pro rata basis. That is the difference between second alternative and third alternative. In third alternative, we are trying out all the methods. First method, second method, and even rejecting full or a part like that. So you will get a clear picture when we discuss a case. Arvind Company Limited was registered with an authorized capital of 5 lakhs divided into 50,000 shares of 10 each. The company offered 30,000 shares to the public which were payable as follows. So actually we need to worry about 30,000 shares. This is the authorized capital, and the computation will always be based on issued capital. So 2 per share on application, 4 per share on allotment, 4 per share on first and final call. So 4 plus 4 plus 2, 10. We have got all the details of the installments. And in this case, the company has followed the third alternative, and that alternative is specified here. The application for the 20,000 shares is always provided in full. That is, for those applicants who have applied for 20,000 shares, they will be given all the 20,000 shares. Applications for 25,000 shares, they will be offered only 40% of the applied. That is, 25,000 if some of the shareholders applied, prospective subscribers are applied for 25,000 shares, the company will offer only 40% of the 25,000. That is around 10,000. If the 25,000 are applied by the subscribers, the company can offer only 10,000. And finally, applicants for 1,000 shares, nil. Nil means the company rejected such applicants. And the applications were received for 46,000 shares. See, for this 46,000 only, the detailed information regarding what all are accepted, what all are rejected, and to whom pro rata was made. For this 46,000 only, this classification is given. We will discuss that. So, our 50,000 shares were authorized, but the company is issuing only 30,000 shares. This is the maximum limit the company can issue, but whatever the reason, the company is offering only 30,000 shares. So out of 30,000, the company received subscriptions for 46,000 shares. So there is a situation of over subscription. Allotment and call money duly received, except we will discuss that part. Wait, let us discuss this one. So you will come across a question where issued details of the issue of shares will be given. We need not have to worry about this authorized shares or authorized capital, because we have to consider this detail while preparing balance sheet. So 30,000 were issued. So how you are going to find out whether the question is a oversubscription situation? It's very easy. Check for issued number of shares and also check for number of applicants received. If it is more, it is known as oversubscription. We will discuss about another case with regard to that. That is, if the issued is 30,000 and if you received less than 30,000, that is known as undersubscription. We'll come to that, just informing only. So issued 30,000, but the company received 46,000. So there is an excess. That is known as oversubscription. That is how you are going to identify whether the question is a case of oversubscription or not. So in the question they will specify which alternative the company is choosing. But with regard to the third alternative, company won't specify in the question, but instead they will show a details like this. Out of 46,000, the company will take a decision regarding for those what type of allotment should be made. That is the concept of third alternative. Instead of mentioning the third alternative in the question, they will give details like this. Application for the 20,000 shares, the company will offer full allotment. The application for 25,000 shares, so now it's going to exceed 25,000 shares, the company will only provide 40 percentage. 40 percentage means 25,000 into 40 percentage means that is 10,000. So now it is complete. 20,000 plus 10,000, 30,000. Actually the company only have 30,000. That is why this differentiation comes. But in first case full allotment, after that why the company is offering only 40%, because the company has only 30,000 shares and the company is making some such and such arrangements to transfer the advance to the other allotments or other installments. That is a concept of the third alternative. Providing full to the available shares, and anything over the issued shares will be adjusted in some other installments. That is a simple concept. And for adjusting the advance amount to the other installments, the company is using a particular ratio. That is the difference between this method and the methods which we have learned previously. You might have learned a case in the first case situation in which if anything excess of the shares issued, if the company receives anything excess of the shares issued, the company will adjust that excess in some other installments or allotment or call money like that. But instead there is the company follow a particular ratio with regard to that. That is known as pro rata. That is the difference between third alternative and the second order. So out of 20,000 shares, the company will offer 20,000, and we have learned the theory that we need not have to worry about any journal entry with regard to this 20,000, means providing full allotment. And with regard to pro rata basis means out of 25,000 shares applied, the company can offer only 10,000 shares, that is 40% of 25,000. That is only shares available, because after 20,000 the next remaining is 10,000. That is why it is written like that, 40% of 25,000. So now for 20,000 plus 25,000, 45,000, but the company received application for 46,000 shares. So there is an excess 1,000. So what the company is going to deal with that 1,000? That is a third alternative. Application for 1,000 shares nil. Nil means the company didn't allotted anything. Didn't allotted anything means the company rejected those shares. This is how you have to evaluate a question, whether it is a third alternative and how the company is dealing with the oversubscriptions like that. It's very simple, but you need to be very cautious while dealing with such questions. So now we have understand the methods or the ways the company is going to deal in case of a oversubscription. Now let us identify the number of shares the company is going to allot and the journal entries with regard to that. And apart from that, there is an additional information. Allotment and call money were duly received except the first call money of 300 shares. So there is a situation of calls in arrears also. So this is the format of a journal: date, particulars, ledger folio, debit and credit. Let us begin with first equation. That is, whenever the company issues a shares, the company will first receive the subscription fees or the amount received from the part of subscribers. First one, bank account up to equity share application. Here the issued is 30,000. Company received is amount for 46,000. So you have to pass journal entry for the actual money received. That is rupees 2 on application, and number of shares received is 46,000. So 2 into 46,000, 96,000. Being application money received on 46,000 shares. In this entry we will record the details of the actual money received rather than the money that has to be earned in case of an number of shares issued. Don't consider this amount. We will consider only on the basis of number of shares applied, not number of shares issued. Next one. In the next entry you have to be cautious, because we are going to pass the due entry. Pass the due entry means we are going to allot or transfer the actual number of amount received to the share capital as per the shares intended to issue. Here the company intended to issue 30,000 and they issued the 30,000 also, but company received amount for 46,000. So we can't transfer entire 46,000 to the concerned share capital. We can transfer only up to the shares issued. Next entry, equity share application accounted to equity share capital. Total number of shares issued is 30,000. We can show only up to that. We can't show anything excess beyond the number of shares issued. So 30,000 into share application, 30,000 into 60,000, being the application money on 30,000 shares allotted and transferred to share capital. So first installment is over. The next one is the important one, where these adjustment has to be considered while passing the journal entries. Next one, due entry with regard to allotment. So before going into allotting these shares, details of these entries or entries with regard to application for 20,000, 25,000 and 1,000, or in general we can say, before we go into allotment of the shares as per the third alternative, you must remember to refund anything rejected by the company. That will be specified in these details. So first of all, you need to refund the amount. After refunding, you can do anything. Anything means you can implement the third alternative or the second or first. In this case, we are discussing third alternative. So whatever the question, if there is rejection, once you passed the entries with regard to application, you must pass the rejection entry. So here the company rejected 1,000 shares. What was the amount received on application? That is 2 per share on application. So total of 2,000 shares were refunded of rupees 2,000. So refunding entry is equity share application account up to banks. It's very simple, the opposite of the first entry. Being application money on 1,000 shares to whom no allotment was made and it is refunded. So 1,000 into 2, 2,000. So next entry. Next is the entry with regard to allotment. There will be two entries. One is the due entry and other is the payment entry, and one is the adjustment. Adjustment entry means anything excess that has to be adjusted in the next one. Here the value of allotment per share is 4. What was the number of shares issued? 30,000. So actual amount that has to be in relation to allotment is 30,000 into 4. So 30,000 into 4 is 1,20,000. That is the amount in relation to allotment. Whether even if it is a third alternative, second or first, the due entry deals with actual amount that has to be transferred to the share capital. That is the number of shares issued and the total value of one share in case of allotment. So here it is 4 per share. Total number of shares in case of allotment is 30,000. So 4 into 30,000, 1,20,000. So equity share allotment account up to equity share capital 1,20,000 being allotment money due on 30,000 shares at 4 per share. So that is over. Next one. We have selected the third alternative and some arrangement is made. Company received 30,000, received 46,000. So there is an excess of 16,000. 16,000 means out of 16,000, 1,000 was rejected. So the excess with regard to this situation is 15,000. So because of that excess 50,000 or 15,000 only, we have selected the third alternative and these details was given. See, now go through the details very carefully. First 20,000 were allotted in full. Whenever there is full allotment, you need not have to worry about it because there are no adjustments with regard to that. We have learned about that. Next one, out of 25,000 shares, 40% means for those 25,000 shares applied, the company provided or issued 10,000 shares. So what was the excess? 25,000 shares out, 40% of 25,000 shares is 10,000. So out of 25,000, 10,000 were allotted. So what was the excess? 15,000. So 15,000 was the excess that occurred because of this particular detail, and the company have to make any arrangements with regard to that 15,000. That 15,000 has to be adjusted in any of the following installments. In this question they have mentioned anything about where to be adjusted. Since there is no information regarding excess that has to be adjusted, usually it will be adjusted in the next installment, that is at the time of allotment. Because we were discussing about applications entries, we have passed necessary application entry. Next entry is with regard to allotment. We have passed the due entry of allotment, and these adjustments occur at the time of payment, whether the subscribers has to pay in full or after adjusting the excess, like that concept only. So out of 25,000, 10,000 shares were issued at the time of application receipt or application time, and there is an excess of 15,000 at this situation. That 15,000 worth of rupees 2 per share, because these decisions were taken at the time of application and money received on rupees 2, not 4 or anything else, because application at the time of application money or at the time of application installment, we only consider have to value of the share of rupees 2. So company received application for 25,000 shares, for which the company offered only 40%, that is 10,000. So there is an excess of 15,000 shares of value 2, that is rupees 30,000. That 30,000 was adjusted in the next installment. Next installment means allotment. So you need to show the entry of adjusting that excess amount in the allotment. That is the next entry you have to pass before passing the due entry. So the entry will be like this, but you need to understand the concept. Out of application amount for 30,000 shares, the company got 45,000. After adjusting refund was 1,000, that is 46,000. That was a concept. So out of 45,000 shares, 20,000 shares were allotted in full. For full allotment, no need to worry about journal entries. So remaining is 25,000. Out of 25,000, 10,000 is allotted. That is 40% is, if a percentage is given like this, that means the company allotted only that percentage of shares. So 10,000 is allotted. So there is an excess of 15,000, that is 25,000 minus 10,000. This 15,000 is of value 2 per share, that has to be adjusted at the time of allotment, that is rupees 30,000. I hope you are getting the concept. So this 30,000 has to be transferred to the allotment, and the entry with regard to that will be equity share application account debtor to equity share allotment 30,000. Here the working note for finding out the amount of 30,000. Go through it. If you have any queries with regard to these adjustments, please let me know. Being excess application money received on 15,000 shares, because 10,000 shares were only allotted for 25,000, so there is an excess of 15,000. That 50,000 worth of 2 per share has to be adjusted at the time of allotment. If they mention about adjusting this amount in first call or second call, if they specifically mention about to adjust the excess in any of the calls, go for the statement mentioned in the question. If not, you can adjust in the allotment situation. So what was the total amount that has to be collected by way of allotment? 1,20,000. And out of 1,20,000, 30,000 were already received at the time of application. So how much is the amount that has to be collected from public at the time of payment? Out of 1,20,000, 30 is already received. So remaining is 90,000. So bank account debtor to equity share allotment 90,000, being allotment money received on 30,000 shares after adjusting excess application money on 15,000 shares of rupees 2 per share. We have already adjusted that. And next one, last and final call. First and final call, 4 per shares. Total number of shares issued is 30,000. So the entry will be, before going that, you may sometimes find these two entries. In some text, instead of writing these two entries separately, they might write in a form of single entry like this: bank account up to equity share application account up to equity share allotment 1,20,000. That is in the form of actual amount to be collected in the particular installment of equity share allotment. 1,20,000 was the taxable amount that has to be collected, out of which the company has received already a 30,000 in advance at the time of application, and the remaining amount is 30,000. So instead of writing these two entries separately, you can either write in the form of this single entry. In some text they may follow like this single entry, or in some text they will follow like this separating the entry into two. Whatever it is, if you follow any of these method, answer will be the correct. So next one, with regard to first and final call, the entry is equity share first and final call account to equity share capital. The value of first and final call is rupees 4 per share. Total number of shares issued is 30,000. So 30,000 into 4, 1,20,000. And don't worry about this 30,000 and 46,000. We need to consider only this 46,000 at the time of application receipt. After that, we will consider only the shares issued. So we have passed the due entry with regard to first and final call. Next, there is an adjustment. A first call money on 300 shares was not received by the company. It's very easy. 300 shares were not received, so 300 shares into 4. 300 into 4, 1,200 was the amount not received by the concern. Whenever there is a default in receiving any payments, that is known as calls in arrears. So 1,200 is the calls in arrears. Out of 1,20,000, 1,200 is the calls in arrears, means the remaining will be the bank amount. That is the easiest method of finding the amount for the next entry. Anyway, let us do that. Bank account after calls in arrears account after to equity share first and final call. Calls in arrears is debited because it is a form of loss or expense like that, because this amount cannot be recovered. So in that sense, we can say it is a loss. All the loss are debit. Equity share first and final call is actually 1,20,000 that has to be collected, but out of 1,20,000, 1,200 was the calls in arrears. So out of 1,20,000, if you deduct 1,200, you will get 1,18,800. So this is how you have to deal with a situation where the company following a third alternative. Go through the questions very wisely, what are the number of shares issued and what are the shares subscribed, and the details with regard to this one. It will be specifically mentioned in the question. Go through it very wisely and cautiously and do the question correctly. Go through all the entries which we have done and go through the working notes which we have dealt with. If you have any queries with regarding to that, please inform me. We will discuss about the further cases in the coming session. Until then, go through all these areas. As we have discussed all these three alternatives, remember in some situations they may mention that there will be four methods. Actually, the third and the fourth method, that is actually some situation there will be four method. The reason is this point will not be mentioned in one method, that is prorata to sum and full rejection to sum. That will be the third alternative. And in the fourth alternative, they will mention that some allotments, some application they might have offered in full, some may allotted in prorata basis, and some may rejected. That is considered as the fourth method. There is no much difference regarding these two different methods. It is actually the combination of those two is known as third alternative. If you come across such cases and having any doubts with regard to that, please inform me. So go through all these alternatives. we will be discussing more and more adjustment cases, and by the end of this module we will be discussing some comprehensive cases where we will study in detail all these methods which we have discussed.